Happy Monday. It is Monday, January 29th, and this is your live Plan the Week with me. I'm Stefanie Lugo, founder of Market Authority. I am streaming live on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. What is up? Hope you guys had an amazing weekend. I sure did. What I want to talk a little bit about today is planning the week with like the end of month in mind. And so if you're on my email list, you got my email where I said and sent out a little bit of my like checklist for the month, like what realtors need to be planning for the month. So that's what I want to kind of talk about today. And I'm going to share a little bit about how I plan that ahead. I am using my Market Authority planner, but you guys can use whatever planner works for you. And a couple of quick shameless plugs. We have some really cool promos going on for Market Authority right now. So if you are looking to join a coaching program to get to the next level, elevate your real estate business beyond just like transactional to actually running to your full potential. If you want to get control of your real estate business, then this is a really good time to do that. All the details that you need in order to book a call with my team are in the link in my bio in Instagram or at stephanielugo.com/programs. Okay, let's get to it. Good morning, Erica. Morning, sunshine. Good morning, everybody. Let's talk a little bit about what we need to be having in place for our monthly checklist. So over 10 years, almost 10 years in the business, we've learned a thing or two of what we really need to have prepared. And a lot of times it's a lot more simple than we think that it needs to be as real estate agents. And when I actually teach this process to the agents that I coach, they're like, oh, that's it. And kind of, yeah, the secret to consistency and getting the right things done is to keeping it simple. And in fact, we actually kind of made that our monthly mantra or our annual mantra this year. Keep it simple, but keep it significant. And we're leaning really hard into that. And so I'm going to read off what I have on the newsletter. So check your email if you haven't gotten it. But there's a couple things that you want to plan for each month. This is going to be a mix of marketing. Good morning, Sean. This is going to be a mix of marketing to your database, marketing prep for social media. This is also going to be a mix of just planning ahead, some like one-on-one interaction, nurturing relationships, being around people, and also just some good savvy business routine items as well. Okay. So number one, let's talk about the database marketing things that we need. Now I plan out my database marketing by the year, and I just cycle through the same plan each year, making tweaks based off of what's working and what's not year over year. So each month, you got to be doing at least each month an email newsletter to your database. Now, a lot of times people tend to get this like way overcomplicated. They think that this email newsletter needs to be like super, super long. Nope, you just want to keep it super short and sweet. You want to keep it full of value. A lot of times what I'm doing is sharing some market commentary. I'm sharing a new YouTube video that we've created for our real estate business maybe, and then literally like linking to our most popular post on Instagram, because my marketing approach for leads is like all roads lead to Instagram, because that's where I'm going to convert the most of my clients. So email newsletter to your database, short and sweet, just make sure that it's consistent. Now, the second thing that you want to do is have a pop-by planned for your best referral partners and clients. And we actually do this quarterly now for all of our database. But if you have a small enough database, especially if you're just getting into the swing of marketing consistently, pop-bys are a great way to just kind of stay top of mind, just share a small gesture. This could be like as simple as a thank you note or dropping off a coffee. We used to do a lot of dropping off coffees to our clients when we were running around town. Or you can even coordinate like a small gift. So what we do is we use this awesome company. You can actually find them on Instagram. It is Pop by Co. If you want to check them out, you can send me a DM, and I have a referral code where you can actually like save some money with it. Pop by Co. Check it out on Instagram. They actually mail and ship these awesome Popeyes for us. We've been using them for like 2 years now, maybe, and super, super happy with them. They do it for us quarterly now. Okay, so you're going to plan for the month your email newsletter. By the way, I do mine the third Thursday of each month. You do it whenever it works for you. And a pop by to your top referral partners and clients. Next, what we're going to do is add in some meetups. Okay, so those are two database marketing items. Next, let's add in two like face-to-face marketing. So in Market Authority Academy, we call this passive marketing and assertive marketing. Passive marketing is like one to many, like a newsletter or a social media post, or right, Popeye is one to many. Assertive is more like getting belly to belly, right? Having a coffee or having a lunch date. This is really important to have those deeper conversations, allow real questions to come up to the surface, and actually like nurture relationships that can lead to well, number one, great friendships and clients for life, but number two, also lead to more referrals and repeat business. So what we're going to do here is add in one networking event. So you're going to plan to join one networking event. This does not have to be any one thing. It doesn't even have to be real estate related. You want to think about like women entrepreneur groups. You want to think about local business meetups. You can create your own monthly meetup if that's what you want to do, but you want to get into a room of other people who you could potentially meet and add to your database. This is where you're rubbing elbows, you're swapping stories. Your goal here is to get 2 new contacts from networking events per month. So if you have at least one networking event that you're meeting, great people in, you're getting 2 new contacts per month, like you're on a good roll. But some realtors, if they're really focused on growing their database, they'll make sure to do one networking event per week or at least 2 per month. So depending on what your goals are, you want to adjust accordingly. Then what we're going to do is add in at least 1 weekly coffee and 1 weekly lunch meetup. So your lunch times should be a time for you to take a break, end your prospecting and marketing work for the day. And then when you have the time and bandwidth to do so, you're meeting with other people one-on-one. This can be like past clients, current clients, anybody who you're looking to develop a further relationship with, right? So let's just go back and look at this again. We have 1 networking event and then 1 weekly coffee and 1 weekly meetup for lunch. Okay, so I'm going to run through the top of the list. We have an email newsletter. We have a pop by, doesn't have to be crazy. We have a networking event, and we have a weekly coffee and a weekly lunch meetup. That's 8 face-to-faces total for the month. Next, we're going to add in some like high-level stuff. One thing that you're going to do is add in a family fun day or a day to yourself. Okay, because we're not doing all work and no play. You got to make sure that you have some time and bandwidth to spend with your family. So plan out a family fun day or just like a really nice rejuvenating day to yourself. This might be where you are taking even just a half day to go on a hike and then treat yourself to a nice coffee at your favorite coffee shop. Whatever that needs to look like for you, make sure you're dedicating at least 1 day with really just the aim to recharge and reconnect. And then you're also going to include 1 day to plan the next month. So we want to make sure that we're taking time to map it out. We have goals, actions, appointments. This is where you're really putting together a clear plan so that you have fewer headaches later. So for me, my monthly planning days are on the usually the last Friday of the week. This week, though, I'm doing it on the first Friday of the month. Sorry. So normally I do it the last Friday of the month, but I'm actually doing it this week on February 2nd because the way that the week's just laid out, it just makes more sense for me to do it then. And so really what you're doing is checking in with your goals, planning ahead for the next month, checking your metrics, right? Because we're all tracking our metrics, and making small pivots along the way as needed. What questions do you guys have from here? Because this is a lot of information and I hope you're taking notes. Let me know in the comments if you are taking notes and marking it up. Okay. Okay. So during that monthly check-in, if it is March, June, September, or December, if it is the end of the quarter, quarters end on March, June, September, and December. If it's one of those months, you're adding in a quarterly check-in. So you're reconciling your metrics for the quarter You're reconciling your goal tracking, making sure you're on path, and then resetting your next 90-day goals. We actually do in the Market Authority Academy, we do business planning on a 90-day quarterly basis. This is when we do that, the last Friday of the quarter. So when it's that quarterly check-in, we just add that in. Joshua has a question. Throw it into the comments, my friend. Karen is taking notes. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, Joshua says, you said something about 8 face-to-faces. Somewhere, great, somewhere after networking events or adding contacts. Yeah, so let me go back from the top. We're doing, in terms of like face-to-face and networking, we have one networking event where we're getting into a group setting. This could be, this could literally be like going to a group running club. This could be going to like an adult volleyball league. This could be something along the lines of like going to a female entrepreneur group, a mom's group, whatever your interests are, where you're trying to coincide your interests and align those with your ideal clients. That's kind of what you want to do. I love meeting with other business owners. I love meeting with other professionals. So I tend to look at like, I really would be interested in going to something like a female entrepreneur group, something like that. Okay. So that's like the group one. Now what we want to do is each week schedule at least one coffee date and at least one lunch meetup. So each week, right? One coffee, one lunch. That's why there's 8. So Joshua, when I say 8 face-to-face, we're looking on a weekly basis. You're doing one coffee and one lunch. That's going to be 8 total for the month. Erica, tons of notes. As far as newsletters, I'm worried my newsletter is getting too long if it's a storytelling vibe. Is it okay every now and then? Yeah, totally, especially if it's like very value-driven. So when it becomes like super, super long, you want to make sure that if you are going to have a super long email newsletter every single month, then it's not like 18 different things that you're trying to jam in. Maybe it's like one really long story or case study. We call this transformative content in the Market Authority Academy, right? So like if that's kind of where you're doing it, kind of like what we were talking about, Erica, where you're taking like those reviews and putting them into like storytelling, absolutely, that can totally work really well. And you might even decide like, hey, depending on how well that works, maybe you have your monthly newsletter where it's like nice, short and sweet. And then 2 weeks later, like in the mid-month, you always have like a case study, right? Depending on how you want to use that content. That could be really good, a really good method to sell, right? To get leads. Okay, I see a question on Instagram. Do you have a conversation structure for client meetings? Lately, I don't know what to talk about with prospective clients. It kind of depends. So for client meetings, I mean, it depends, right? If it's just like a friendly, yay, Erica. If it's just like a friendly meetup, then, and it's more of a social meet, then we're using FROG. Okay, FROG is an acronym for Family, Recreation, Occupation, Goals. You might also have heard of Ford, same thing. So that might look like FROG, family, F. Oh, how's the family? How are things going? If they don't have a family, maybe they have a dog, right? Oh, how's the dog? Like family unit. Recreation, what are you doing for fun? Do you have any travel coming up this year? Like what's going on? Did you have good holidays? That sort of thing. Oh, occupation, how's work? Anything new with work? You hanging in there? What are you working on? And then G is goals. Oh, do you have any big goals for the year? Are you working on any like special projects? Tell me what's on your mind. And a lot of times that can just like act as a really good conversation starter. Now, if they are more real estate related, then I always open the conversation with like, so tell me what's been on your mind with your real estate journey. Where's your mind at with buying a house? Last time we spoke, you were thinking about buying this year. Is that still the case? Joshua says, who do you use for your newsletter? I use MailChimp, but I'm not married to it per se, and I'm considering moving to Flowdesk, but I don't really know if I'm going to do that yet. I don't think it matters so much. If you are wondering about how this might look tailored to your business, I want to do a little shameless plug for the Market Authority Academy, because while I have a lot of fun doing this, I also have a business to run. So I want to talk about the Market Authority Academy just really quickly, and then we're going to talk about the last big thing that I always plan each month, and I'm going to tell you how I do that. You're not going to want to miss this last thing, but let me just tell you about the Market Authority Academy. So the Market Authority Academy is a hybrid mentorship program designed to help real estate agents move away from more transaction-based business, meaning like starting over after every deal, winging it every month, flying by the seat of their pants, and instead really getting control of their real estate business and orchestrating that from the driver's seat, basically. So really understanding where your business is coming from, what systems you need. And speaking of systems, we rely on 3 core systems. We rely on consistent marketing and lead generation so that you always know where your business is coming from and what specific tasks lead to clients coming in consistently. Number 2, we have our $1 million client journey. And so we're really focused on the systems before, during, and after the transaction that are designed to really like 10x our referrals over time, so to speak. Number 3 is our time and task management, right? Once you have your consistent marketing and lead generation, once you have your hands full with your client journey system, you need like something to actually put it all into a schedule and a routine. And so we really lean into our time and task management systems to make sure that everything stays super clear and super organized. So if you want to learn more about that, you can go to Stefanie Lugo, that's STEFANIE Lugo, LUGO.com/programs. And we have a lot of super, super cool things happening in the next couple of weeks that you're going to want to stick around for. But the way that we do applications for the Market Authority Academy is we always start with a phone call, because I want to hear specifically about your business. I want to hear what challenges you're working through. And then if I know I can help and I'm like, oh, yes, you are a perfect fit, then we talk about what it looks like to join the Market Authority Academy so that we have absolute clarity on how we're going to get you to where you want to be. Thank you so much for dropping that link in. And Karen says, I second that. Best thing I've ever done for my business. Erica, if you're not a member, join. We're pretty fun. Yes, they are the warmest, best, most supportive, collaborative group. Like, I think it's the coolest group of realtors on the planet, open to the US and Canada. Okay, so here is, go to StephanieLugo.com/programs to book your call. And like I said, we have some pretty cool promos if you join before the end of the month. So don't dilly-dally. So the one thing I always make sure to do, no matter what, is plan at least one content batching day per month. I batch all of my content as much as I possibly can. I plan all of my content in advance. So this month I was super proud of myself. I don't always do it this way. I don't always do it perfectly, but this month I did it perfectly. I planned out my entire month of podcasts, YouTube, Instagram posts, like the whole kit and caboodle. And it sounds like a lot, but really what I'm doing is breaking down one big piece of content per week and then like 10xing it across all of the different platforms and like seeing how I can like repurpose it into different platforms, right? And I use a new social media content calendar for it. If you're in Market Authority, you guys, Erica, Karen, you're going to get this in the next couple of weeks when we get into the social media stuff in Module 3. Hello, Michaela. So what we're doing is going through and planning out the content for the entire month. And then from there, what we're doing is making sure to break that down into our content batching day. Yay, Erica. So what I'm doing is planning that out. And I have a whole shot list of the B-roll that I need to make, right? So like B-roll, videos, video. I create all my video for social media on my phone, right? So if I'm creating like a reel or something, I'm just doing it on my iPhone. If I am creating content for my YouTube channel, I have a day with my video editor, which this is actually happening this Friday. My video editor comes into my office and we batch film all of the content for video and podcasts that we need for the next like 4 to 6 weeks. So plan out a day where at the very minimum, you are doing your B-roll for your videos. Like if you're doing reels, shorts, TikToks, that kind of thing. So helpful. That is like the biggest thing. So what I'll do to plan out this, I have the list. And again, if you're on the email newsletter, you've got it already. So you pull up your monthly calendar. You can either pull up your iCal if you're an Apple user, if you're like a Gmail user, pull up your Google Calendar. If you are a paper planner, pull up your paper planner. This is the Market Authority Planner. And if you are somewhere in between or a hybrid of a mix like I am, you're going to put it everywhere. I put it everywhere. So I start with the paper and then I just write out what I need for the week. Any big events, or the month rather, sorry. Any big events coming up, any big closings that we're planning for. If we have a client appreciation event, if there's something specific like a big holiday coming up that we want to kind of plan around, that we are planning out a month in advance. And then I'm just going down the list. Okay, third Thursday, where is it? It would be over here, third Thursday, email newsletter, draft and write out. So I'll do that for like February, the third Thursday. I think that's the 20th, if I'm not mistaken. One networking event, I'm going to look up online, see what networking event I can join, add that in here. One Popeye, what is a Popeye that we can plan? Well, we're coming up on February, so like Valentine's Day, really great time to have a Popeye. Make sure that is coordinated, order it in advance, and then have the list of people you want to drop it off to. Reach out to your people for your weekly coffee and lunch meetups. I do a lot of that on Wednesdays. I've got my meetups coming up this Wednesday, super excited about it. And then plan out your family fun day or your day for yourself. I have something very fun and exciting planned for Bryce and I next week. And then let's see, your monthly planning day, which is the last Friday of the month, and a content batching day, which for me, that's going to be the second. And that's all there is to it. That's what you have to have planned every month as a real estate agent. Now, when I was sitting down, I was like, oh, this will be a nice, easy 10-minute video. And we are now 22 minutes into recording. So I hope that this was super helpful. Plan the week. If you want to try out that process, I'm going to go ahead and put that checklist on my Instagram so that you can kind of save it and just like refer to it there. If you're visual like me, it's helpful to have a list to look at. So I'm going to put that on my Instagram. If you're on my email list, you've got that as well. But I want you to look ahead to this week and plan a day in the next couple of days to plan the month. So all you need is an hour or two to get this all done. It might feel a little clunky if it's the first time you've done it, but really get in the habit of planning in advance as far as you can. And I swear it is going to be so helpful. It'll be the best thing that you do. And don't miss the content batching day. That's going to be a biggie. Okay, guys, I hope that this was so super helpful. I hope you have an amazing week ahead. You guys, thank you for joining me. We had Joshua, Erica, Karen. Let's see, we had Eileen, we had Julie, the Albert team, Jasmine, your Silver Fox Realtor. That is so fun. Catherine, Lori. Yes, I will go ahead and DM you. Actually, Lori, please DM me for the Popeye link and I'll make sure that I get it to you. Okay. Emily, Tabitha, thank you guys so much for hopping on. Tracy, yay, you're so welcome. Glad it was helpful, my friend. We'll see you tomorrow, I hope, on the call. Okay, guys, have a good rest of your week and we will see you soon. See you, Karen. Bye. Thank you.